Hi, I'm Kayley Margarite Whalen, the Digital Strategies and Social Media Manager for the National LGBTQ Task Force. I'm actually up here to deliver remarks for my friend and colleague, Victoria Rodríguez-Roldán. Victoria couldn't join us this week because her mother died last week. And she's currently in Puerto Rico taking care as the only child. It's been very difficult on her. And I've been helping her with this time. I spent the first night that she heard the news with her right before coming to this conference. Victoria and I are family to each other, and we share many things. We are both trans, we are both Latina, we are both queer. I have family in Puerto Rico as well. And both of us struggle with a mental health disability, specifically bipolar disorder. And we are both called upon regularly to represent our communities, which is no easy task. So here, without further ado, I want to give her remarks. Hi. So, I'm Victoria Rodríguez-Roldán. And I'm the director of the Task Force Trans and Gender Nonconforming Justice Project. There are many ways in which I identify in this world. A trans woman, a person with bipolar disorder, a proud Puerto Rican, an aunt, a human being. This past year was an extremely important one to the trans community. For the first time, we are being portrayed in the news, TV shows, and movies more than ever, and in positive roles, not as serial killers, well, except one show. And yet, at the same time, this year, a year marked with such positive visibility, 23 trans women and gender nonconforming people were murdered, that we know of. The vast majority of whom were people of color. One of them was Keisha Blige, who was killed in Aurora, Illinois, a mere 40 miles from where we are today. Many more, including many in this very room, have been victims of violence simply for being who we are. Today, and for all the days to come, we make the call, trans power now, and stop trans murders. Many of the trans people who are being persecuted are young. In state after state, legislators have gone after the trans community, trying to criminalize us, often for merely using the bathroom. Very often these laws attack trans children and teens in our schools, who are too often victims of abuse, both at school and at home, for being trans. Many of us, faced with both personal and systemic discrimination, struggle with mental health issues, including suicidal ideation. I know. I too, when I was 15, became part of that 41% of transgender people who have attempted suicide. So today, what I ask to each and every one of us who's been there is to not forget what it was like, to not forget that pain that we've felt, and to hold it tight, hold it very tight, and make the vow that no one should have to feel that pain, that no one should have to live through that, and that all those who come after us will have it better than we had. Let us fight for that day where no one will ever feel afraid the day they come out. We will achieve that day, even if the heavens fall in the process. And when I speak about all of us, I mean all of us. And that includes those of us with disabilities. And yes, I did just say the word disability, because many of us, LGBTQ people with physical and mental health disabilities, are being stigmatized, criminalized, and having our identities, our disabilities used to erase our LGBTQ identities. Too many LGBTQ people with disabilities are being exploited in sheltered workshops while being paid less than $1 an hour. Too many are being institutionalized, isolated, or kept under abusive guardianships. Too many are being relegated to the inspirational story while denying our identities. Too many are being discriminated against and abused, kept from many opportunities, and in many occasions, killed for their disabilities. We will always stand for disability-inclusive advocacy, not for people with disabilities, but as and with people with disabilities. We will stand as the LGBTQ voice of the disability movement and the disability voice of the LGBTQ movement. The state of the movement is that when it comes to those of us in the LGBTQ disability community and in the trans and gender nonconforming community, there will be nothing about us without us. Thank you.